Got to be real.
Be real. Be real. Yes, guys, what's going on? I hope you're all good. So, we're talking about Carl the Cobra Froch and what's next for him now. First of all, I just want to get into something, alright? I just want to say something that with this fight, right? Well, with Carl Froch's next fight, a lot of YouTube channels, what they're doing is they're overhyping Carl Froch, and the reason is because they know that Carl Froch right now has a lot of casual fans after beating George Groves. So in order to get them fans subscribed to their channel, they're overhyping Carl Froch here to please them casual fans. And a lot of channels are doing this. They're giving him more praise and not enough criticism. My channel is called Be Real TV, so I keep it real. You know, I give a lot of overrated fighters a lot of stick, you know what I mean? And I give a lot of underrated fighters, I praise them sometimes, and I keep it real because I've got my own like methodology on where I think fighters are. It doesn't matter where they are in the pound for pound rankings to me, really. It matters more what I truly think of them, and I'm going to speak the truth, and I'm going to give fighters criticism where they need to get criticism, and I'm going to give them praise where they need to get praise. If they don't have any faults, I'm going to say they don't have any faults. This is Be Real TV, and I keep it real. So, moving on to Carl Froch, the Cobra. What's next for him now? The reason I just said what I said is because to me, I don't think Carl Froch looked prime. I don't think he looked the best he's looked against George Groves. He knocked George Groves out, yes. Okay, now I understand that a lot of people had Carl Froch up in that fight. I personally didn't. I cannot understand how you had Carl Froch up in that fight when George Groves was clipping him numerous times and Carl Froch was getting wobbled more than once. He got wobbled several times in a fight. And when you score a boxing match, right, you have to score it upon aggression. You have to score it upon ring generalship. And most of all, clean punches landed. Clean punches landed for sure, to me, was George Groves. I mean, one big hit which wobbles Carl Froch is worth 5 to 10 hits from Carl Froch, which, you know, are little body shots and slightly blocked by the glove by George Groves. And to me, I don't think, I'm not critiquing Carl Froch at all here, right? All I'm saying is that, is that he didn't look prime to me in the George Groves fight. So the next fight that he takes, it's going to be really interesting to see how it goes, because he could lose. People are under this illusion right now, and there's this huge thing going on about Carl Froch. And I respect Carl Froch as a fighter. As a fighter, I respect him. He's got a good chin. He can bang, and he's good. He's very good. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the best in the division, but he's not the best. Now, there's a certain person here whose picture isn't here is Andre Ward. Carl Froch is not talking about Andre Ward, and he's saying that the reason he doesn't want to fight Ward is because Ward doesn't bring anything to the table. It's nothing to do with that. Ward would beat his ass. Do you know what I mean? I mean, this is a bit ridiculous. I think, let's not sugarcoat it. I think we need to understand that Andre Ward would beat Carl Froch in a rematch very convincingly, okay? But they're not talking about that fight. And I think that the fact that he doesn't sell a lot of tickets does Ward. I think that's got an additional thing to do with it as well. But let's move on to the next guy. Miguel Kessler. Miguel Kessler gave Carl Froch a rematch. Should Carl Froch give him the rematch? No, I don't think he should. I think that there are better fights out there. I want to see... Now, in my opinion, I think this could be Carl Froch's last fight. His next fight could be his last fight. I don't think he looked amazing against George Groves. I thought that the one punch turned the whole fight around. I had George Groves up. I thought George Groves landed with clean punches, and I just don't think that Carl Froch was winning that fight. I feel like there's too many casual fans scoring boxing, and they don't understand how to score. Yeah, he had the aggression. Was it effective aggression? No. Who had the ring generalship? I think George Groves was controlling where the fight was going in the ring. He wasn't really running. He was the one controlling where the fight was going to be. And do you know what I mean? And he was able to control the distance and cut it off, and he was catching Carl Froch. And in my opinion, he was really winning the fight. But so yeah, man, I don't want to see Carl Froch face old meat in one of his potentially last fights. I want to see him fight someone fresh. Which moves on to James DeGale. James DeGale, right, he's lost to George Groves, and that to me right there, you can't sell the fight. Because James DeGale has lost to George Groves and Carl Froch has beat George Groves, most of the fans in Britain are casual fans, and I just personally think that the casual fans will not buy into this fight at all with Carl Froch and James DeGale. I think that they'll think, because casual fans don't understand that styles make fights, and James DeGale could possibly beat Carl Froch. He's younger, he's hungry, he can hit. He's not as experienced, but you know he's rising. They don't look at certain things that maybe he's got more speed than Carl Froch, and he's got a better chin than George Groves. They don't look at these aspects. What they're gonna see is he lost to George Groves, and George Groves lost to Carl Froch. Do you know what I mean? And that's all they're gonna look at. I mean, if you like do it like that, I could somehow make an argument that Prince Muhammad could have beaten Muhammad Ali because he beat this guy, and this guy 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 moved to this way. This guy beat Roy Jones, and Roy Jones beat this guy, and this guy beat Ali. Do you know what I mean? You can do it like that, but that's not how boxing works. There's been numerous fighters who have lost to. You get my point. I can't be bothered going into it. So let's go into the fight versus Julio Cesar Chavez. I think that this is the fight that should be made. I think that Julio Cesar Chavez has money. He brings a lot of money to the table. I think he brings a pay-per-view. It will fulfill Carl Froch's dream of fighting in Las Vegas. I think that Julio Cesar Chavez is a real threat to Carl Froch. I think a prime Carl Froch could beat Julio Cesar Chavez on his B game. But I think when Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. comes in on his A game, I think that he has more. I mean, his dad is a legend. He has legendary blood flowing through his veins, okay? Legendary blood. And it's not that his father was the greatest boxer technically of all time. It was that he had that raw granite chin and solid power, and he had a good amount of speed, footwork, and he had the boxing skill. His father is a legend, potentially top 5 of all time, maybe top 10, top 5 of all time. Julio Cesar Chavez was an exceptional fighter. He had a far better resume than, he had a far better record than Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, I think he had 89 wins when he didn't, and he never lost to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I mean, who is Carl Froch really in the all-time rankings? He couldn't get through Andre Ward. So when we look at Julio Cesar Chavez, I know I sound like I'm knocking Froch. I don't knock him as a fighter, right? Don't knock him as a fighter, simple as. But Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., right, to me, I just think that this is the fight that should get made. It makes sense. I think that Julio Cesar Chavez, he's going to bring, you know what I mean, people. Carl Froch is going to bring the UK over to Vegas. And I think they should make it happen in Vegas. I think it's a tremendous fight. I think that Julio Cesar Chavez, I think he's got a granite chin. And I don't think Carl Froch can knock him out. And can he outbox Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be Britain versus Mexican boxing. We haven't really seen that much recently. Britain versus Mexico. I mean, this Mexican school is, in my opinion, a lot better than the British school of boxing. I mean, Mexico has produced superior boxers to the UK, and that's just a fact. I think the UK has produced quality fighters, but there's never been an A-class, top 5 pound for pound forever ranked fighter from Britain. Henry Cooper was good. Not all that though, to be honest. Ricky Hatton was good, but not all that. Carl Froch is one of the best from the UK, but can he beat one of the best from Mexico, Julio Cesar Chavez, on his B game? I think Carl Froch was kick his ass, but if Julio Cesar Chavez brings his A game, and which I do think Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. he's trying to now replenish the Chavez name, and I really feel that the Chavez name has been besmirched by this kid. He's a kid, right? Good boxer, won't like to get into a ring him, I'll be honest with you, but he's a kid. He's mentally not very mature, and I don't feel that he's carried his father's name properly, and I think he should take boxing more seriously. I think if he was to team up with Robert Garcia, get in the Garcia camp, and I think he's got the goods. I just think it's about his training. I think if he's conditioned right, if his conditioning is done correctly, I feel like he can beat pretty much almost all the people, everyone, maybe not Andre Ward, but pretty much anyone else. I think he'd even put up a good fight against Ward. I think his chin, his raw, brute force punching power, I think it'd be too much for Carl Froch to handle if he brings the A game. If he brings the B game, Carl Froch will take him out, even if Carl Froch is no longer in his prime. I feel like the punishment Carl Froch took from George Groves in the first fight, and I think the punches he took in the second fight, I think they're going to take its toll. I know Carl Froch lives clean, and I respect him 100% for that, because a lot of British fighters don't live clean. Carl Froch lives clean, and I'm glad he does. I'm glad he lives clean, and you know, I rate him. I rate him on living clean. Let me know what you think. Comment section below. Subscribe as always. I want to see personally Carl Froch versus Julio Cesar Chavez in Las Vegas. That's what I want to see. I want to see the UK fans go down. I want to see the whole setup. I want to see Mexico versus UK fans. It would be pretty phenomenal. You know what the UK boxing fans are like. We know what the Mexican fans are like as well. So it will be really interesting to see Carl Froch versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Let me think. Comments in the section below. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, people. And make sure you check my MIKELL interview out. And I've got an interview on Brandon Rios. Make sure you check that one out. I've got other interviews coming up. And I'm going to continue doing my boxing analysis. Let me know what you think. What else do you guys want to see from me in a bit?